my friend?
All right, buddy. I appreciate it, Aaron. Good, I'd say afternoon, but we do cover coast to coast. Good afternoon, Heartland Payment Systems leadership team, division managers, and welcome to today's LinkedIn passive recruiting training session. I am very excited to be here. My name's Alex Grant, VP of Sales for the Northeast. Today's August 5th, 2019, and guess what's special about today's date? You need to hire somebody. So without further ado, let's get going. We've got a lot to cover on some tactics here for your LinkedIn cadence, which can really enhance the growth of your divisions with headcount of SPAs and RMs. We're going to talk about your online reputation, which LinkedIn is not a resume. We're going to talk about completing your profile. Some of the ones, building out your network. You've got to have some folks that see all the good stuff that you're doing with your LinkedIn profile and your cadence that we're going to cover today. We're going to actually review this cadence from A to Z, beginning with refreshing your job ad, promoting your job ad in the LinkedIn feed. We'll talk about celebrating, promoting that awesome culture that you've built. We've got to let people know about it. And we're going to talk about what I call the grind, one of the most overlooked aspects that's necessary for this passive recruiting tactical. For it to work, you've got to have the grind. And then we're going to talk about coffee dates, networking, and that can enhance a lot of what you're doing as well. And then I'm going to give you some homework. But without further ado, I think I heard my co-host with me. Is that you, sir?
Yo, what's up, Alex? I'm happy to be here.
How you doing, TJ Kerr, Vice President of Operations, is joining me this morning. How you doing, TJ?
I'm doing excellent, man. I'm excited to be partnering with you on this call.
Well, thanks for joining. TJ, everybody, the number one thing that I'm asked, or maybe is muffled or scuffed about in behind the scenes whenever I have presented on LinkedIn and the LinkedIn cadence and recruiting with this passive tactical. The bottom line is, does this really work, Alex? And so let me just grab everyone's attention for just a moment. You're all multitasking, and you're tweeting, and you're on Facebook, and you're partially engaged if I'm lucky. Stop that for just 1 second, unless you have a more proven way to complement the recruiting that you're already doing. I'm telling you, this is proven. I've done it, and I'll give you a little backstory about why you need to just put down your Twitter feed and Instagram for 4 seconds. 2013 is my 5th year as a division manager here at Heartland. I became a DM in 2008, late in 2008. I had flirted with success back in 2013, 2012. In fact, I actually had this cadence down that I'm presenting today to you. I had it down back in 2012, 2013, but I hobbied in the cadence. I had even given this presentation to all the DMs from coast to coast, all right? But what happened in 2013 is I found myself from, at one time, having 3 divisions down to 1. My RM headcount that I was obviously receiving income and overrides on, it went down to 6, when as being high as 26 reps. So overnight, I go from flirting with this cadence, but having 26 reps to 6 reps, a pile of bills on my desk for the first time in my Heartland career. I was somewhat upside down. And what you're about to engage in with TJ and myself today is how in 2014, I was a pre-diamond. In 2015, I went to being a top blue diamond. So I went from pre-diamond to 14. I went in 15 to earning my first chairman's club, from being completely irrelevant, top blue diamond, to 2016. I was a top black diamond, my second chairman's club, and my team was averaging $220,000 monthly with 17 RMs. Unless you have a faster way to get here, you should probably pay attention. You're probably doing a real important email right now with HSC, getting that deal through credit. I ask that you stop, because we're going to discuss how that today is holding you back. You need to focus on building your business today. Unless you have a faster way. You give me a call later, we'll talk about it. But there's a fire hose of information that I want to review with you today, because this changed my life, my income. It changed the lives of individuals that I was able to get in touch with because of this recruiting cadence. If you're interested in any of the above, strap in, We could run a few minutes over, but time flies when you're growing your division to be a black diamond. So first thing I want to talk about is this phrase that I didn't come up with it. Professional. Professional meets personal. That's what your LinkedIn profile is intended to be. See that word in red? LinkedIn is not your resume. It's not your resume because you're not trying to get a job. You're trying to have a profile that is attractive to those that are trying to secure an outside sales position that demonstrates support, growth, an awesome culture, people having fun. Your accomplishments are fine to list, but don't get so excited about mentioning, let's say your last sales leadership job, how you won all these awards and da-da-da-da-da. Your profile, even when you talk about yourself through the timeline, has to be what you are doing or what you have done for others. You have to convey, people that work for me are successful. People that work for me make money. That is what's important about your link. It's not your resume. You're building a reputation about what it's like to work with me, not your resume, not your resume. Watch that. We've got a lot of them out there that maybe you tell yourself, it's too hard to work on this stuff. I'll just keep mine the way it is. You can do that and you'll flirt with success here with this cadence, but I want you to just strap in and crush it. People don't quit companies, they quit their boss. I didn't invent that quote. I don't know who I stole it from. I think I stole it from TJ. But these same salespeople they're investigating a sales position because they believe that the leader has a historical data, historical evidence. And people consider social media, like LinkedIn, that sort of evidence that, wow, this is looks like a great company. Looks like everyone there's having fun. How many DMs have mentioned to me, even today, I had 4 one-on-ones so far, that the reason that the candidate came to Heartland, because, man, I've been watching you guys for a while. When they say, I've been watching you guys for a while, they're watching our LinkedIn cadence that we're going to go through today. It just seems like everyone's having so much fun and making money. Now, here's the funny thing. We have no proof or evidence on LinkedIn that everyone's making money, but they assume that when they see people constantly being celebrated, people as in sales professionals, being celebrated by their boss, out there having fun with their next client, and it's like they create something bigger than we've even created. And great, I'm not going to fight them on it. It is real if they believe it. So let me show you real quickly a few examples because we've got to just touch everything and go. Here is a division manager, John Wonder. He's been year to date my best division manager for rookies, joining his team and crushing it. He's got a very interesting profile, and I recommend, if you've got a profile that's not like this, look at John's, and at the end of this presentation, we're going to send out an email with some follow-up stuff. We're going to even include some division managers' names that have good profiles at Heartland that I encourage you to steal their ideas from. He's got some stuff about the growth of the company. He's got his opening line's amazing. I love what I do. I mean, that's critically important. It's better than opening up with a line about the Merchant Bill of Rights. It's not real. You've got to have a profile that is both personal and professional. And the key line for John's right here is this one right here where he humanizes himself. My wife and I are enjoying life as almost empty nesters, having proudly raised 3 boys that are out of town with the blessing of one that will always be with us due to his disabilities. After spending years of coaching youth basketball and AAU basketball with my sons, I am active as a high school soccer official, and I'm always making time for fishing, hunting, camping, and simply exploring the outdoors. My friends, you got to have your version of a line like this in your profile. It is critically important, and we'll demonstrate later today how that is extremely attractive to candidates. Here's another one from Raylene. I got to see Raylene this past week in Deer Valley. Raylene, she's got another awesome profile. Feel free, and don't worry, we're going to send out the slides. You can have access to them later, but feel free to read through her profile. It's very nice. It's not too professional and stuffy. It's got some stuff about Heartland, our product suite, how we help businesses from coast to coast. But this line right here, my friends, outside of growing my local Heartland team. This is Raylene's profile for those of you driving. Outside of growing my local Heartland team, my favorite thing to do is spend time with my husband and our 2 beautiful daughters. We love listening to our oldest daughter play guitar and the cello, as well as enjoying laughing with the silliest 4-year-old you've ever met. When we get time alone as parents, we enjoy traveling for quick weekend getaways. My friends, I got to tell you, I stumbled across that one on Friday Call with my DMs, and I don't know what about it, but that line about we love in listening to our oldest daughter play guitar and the cello as well, enjoying laughing with the silliest 4-year-old you've ever met. Boy, I mean, one of the reasons we're all so good at sales here at Heartland is we tell a story. We talk about helping the local community. That story right there that Raylene is presenting about, she works for this awesome company. You don't have to say to someone, work-life balance is important to us, when you're just demonstrating it throughout. Raylene, this is a 5-star one right here. I love it. I appreciate that one. Here's something else. Raylene's got a nice professional photo. You saw the same for John Wonder. Watch out with your photos. I know you cropped out your buddy and you're leaning over and we can all see your neck looks a little hurt. But TJ, I've seen your profile. You're not leaning over. You look professional in your photo. Wouldn't you agree that these photos, we've got to make sure they're all nice and professional?
Absolutely. No doubt about it. I love what Raylene did too there. It's so great. Great
It's
commentary.
solid gold.
Solid.
It's solid gold. I really appreciate your profile. Here's something else you need to look at. Scrolling down in the profile, you actually get an opportunity to discuss your current position at Heartland. And Luis Rodriguez, with this nice professional photo, division manager in Western PA, he's got a solid description because he could talk about, hey, my team won 100% wins, me, look at all these awards and accolades. I went on the Hawaii trip, yada, yada, yada. His profile mentions that he's a division manager, and the whole story that is being painted here is that as a division manager, people that report to Luis and they're on his team, they're part of a team that's growing at leaps and bounds. He talks about how he was promoted to a territory manager so quickly. It's all there's this implied story told about sales tools, Atlas, our CRM. It's just enough that it's not on Luis. So I win all these awards. I'm great. Look at all the stuff that you have access to if you're on Team Luis there in Pittsburgh. So great job to Luis's profile. Feel free to steal as much of this as you can from any of these folks right here. Here's just kind of zoomed in for those of you that your eyes weren't able to see it. But again, he even brings it up as a territory manager. He continues to sell, serve, and maintain my portfolio. It's a great personal profile. It's professional, it's personal, it's just enough of both, and it doesn't go too far either way. Something else that you've got to see is recommendations. As you're building out your personal profile, you have to understand that your audience, they want to work for people that have been recommended. Now, I grabbed these because it was actually, I was having a challenge to find enough Heartland DMs, my own included, in the Northeast. I'm being honest, TJ. We don't have enough recommendations as an organization for each other. So this is what I don't want you to do. Don't write 10 to the other 10 DMs in your region. You normally have like a DM buddy. We have those. I didn't invent that either. Write a recommendation today for your DM buddy. But again, make the recommendation that Luis was kind enough to write to me because I plead guilty as well. I haven't worked on giving enough recommendations. These recommendations really aren't about flattering each other Heartlanders. They're about your audience, which is people that you're trying to recruit, to see that, wow, people that work for Alex really are invested in, okay? So what I'm telling you is everyone today, write a recommendation. Not right now, not during the, write a recommendation for your DM buddy or one DM, and by return, they'll write one back to you. But we all need to have some sort of story told by someone else other than ourselves that, hey, you work for TJ, and you seem to really be supported well. Now, we're not going to cover too much on groups. There's some things to groups, but listen, join a couple groups and focus more on local groups in your area. You see that I've got one there for Dayton. I grew my team in Cincinnati and Dayton, and you see I've got one there for Cincinnati. Join a couple local groups. They'll expand the reach of your feed that we're going to discuss later when you're posting. But groups are not something for you to stress out about. Look, join about 5 local groups, move on about as fast as I am moving on right here because I did not make my money in groups. And if someone wants to do a presentation on how they made an extra 100K at Heartland by joining groups, please shoot me a note and we'll work on that one later. Let's talk about this cadence that you need to do Monday through Friday. And here's the easy one. There's almost like 2 cadences going on at the same time. 25 local connections, all right? 25 local connections made 5 days a week. And listen, it's a lot easier than doing 25 key jingles as an RM or a spa. You could make 25 local connection outbound reaches in under 10 minutes. It is extremely easy. And the great news is I'm going to show you how to make connections. Now, before you scoff at making 25 local connections a day, because you might be thinking, man, I don't even know. I'm already connected to 500 people. I don't even know 25 local additional people. Okay, LinkedIn is not Facebook, where you typically only connect with people that you absolutely have a relationship with. LinkedIn, you have an opportunity to connect with people that are just of interest to you. It's not considered a taboo or bad to reach out to a sales professional in Cincinnati that I have no connection to, other than I can tell she sells in Cincinnati, and add connection. I give it about an 80% shot that as long as I have a personal profile, yep, she will accept my profile. She will accept my connection request with very little effort. Let me show you how, because the number one question I get that when I've done these presentations in the past is, man, I like the thing about setting 25 connections a day. I just don't know how. Here's some screenshots to guide you. We're gonna rip through these. You can watch the recording again if you need it in slow-mo. Come to LinkedIn. You come to the top search. You type in nothing. You just click the little box. It brings a drop down. You can see that you can search for people. After you select people, you want to search for second level connections. That means that if someone's a second level connection, that could mean that TJ is connected to this person, but I'm not. I'm one level removed from this individual. Second level connection. You want to search for second level connections, and then you want to go to locations. And in this example, when I was screenshotting here, I'm in Albany, New York. You could do multiple areas at the same time, hit apply. Then you come here and maybe you want to filter by an actual company that they currently work with. We're trying to grow our payroll sales force. I chose Paychex. I hit apply. Then I go up to the top. After you can see in blue, Paychex, Albany, second, I typed in sales. Once I did that, look at all these connection opportunities I have. Boom. John, Mark Merrill, Derek Goddard, Andrew Hoffman. And listen, my friends, when I was new at this myself, I would really drill down on each profile and make sure they're really the perfect fit as a sales rep. TJ, this is not something to overthink. Connect, 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 connect. Go on. Connect, connect. That's it. Rock and roll.
You know, it's funny. I know you're taking a drink of water, so it's funny because when I first saw this happen, I was kind of like, a little reluctant. Like I felt like, well, I should screen them out. You know, I felt like I'm not a Facebooker, but you know, I felt that tendency to like, I got to create friends. And this is just the opposite. This is about expanding your influence. If they say no, they say no, right? You have nothing lost. So I love the fact
there's virtually no penalty if they reject you. No.
Yeah, just get through it. Yeah, stop thinking.
And remember, you do this after you've cleaned up your profile. And
right.
You clean up your profile when we're done here today, but when people see a successful sales leader, you're attractive. You're attractive to their network. Connect, connect, connect. The next thing is, TJ, you were saying, I was worried if this is going to be taken the wrong way, do I need to make friends? There's this opportunity to add a note. My friends, don't add a note. All right, we're going to discuss how you could communicate with them after their connections, but you don't need to add a note to sit there. And this is, laptop version, but I actually added a lot of connections from my iPad in the evenings as I was watching SportsCenter. If I want to be truthful here on the LinkedIn app, and I would just go connect, 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 connect. You can rock out 25 a day. You don't need to add a note. There's also other opportunities for filtering out different connections. If you see, I've got sales, Paychex, Albany, second level. You click on all filters, check this out. You can now add another company. I could even add connections of third level people. That means it's like, I know a guy that knows a guy type thing. I'm not gonna go over all the different filters because candidly, if all you did was this first level here, Paychex, Albany, second, sales, you've probably got an opportunity to connect with like 1,000 people. But once you start getting next level, feel free, go to all filters, go to apply. You can search by different companies. I didn't highlight it here, but in the dead center of your screen, if you find that one individual that's just unbelievably plugged in, you could go to connections of and I could search by TJ Kerr right there in the add connection of, and I could search all, because I find out TJ's plugged into Oklahoma. I can just search all TJ's connections. Don't get too worried about the second level, but I want to know it's there for those of you that already have a boatload of connections, because you're trying to get the 500 connections. And I want to recommend that as you're, here's just the results by hitting, ADP paychecks. Listen, I'm even going to tell you the truth. I'm going to connect with Cassie, and here's why. I don't even have time to read everybody's profile as I'm rocking these out. But you can see that it does work. I've got 51 results in the Albany area of sales professionals that have something to do with ADP or paychecks and something to do with sales. Connect. Here's an example of where I'm connecting. This is one of my sales reps in the Albany area is a spa. If I want to recruit other maybe payroll sales professionals, maybe Rob's got a big network, second, third, Rob Palumbo, where he's at. And you can see that you can really just keep filtering. But again, you need to have 500 connections ASAP. But I want to warn you that I don't need you to do more than 25 connections a day. When a sales rep's behind in their prospecting, you could tell them to go make 75 door pulls a day, but it's going to wear that individual out. I don't need you to make more than 25 a day. What I need you to do is I need you to honor that. Every day make 25 connections. It's going to take you a whopping 5 minutes to make 25 connections a day. 25, TJ, that's a fair number to ask, isn't it?
Simple, easy, and
cadence is easy. It's just sticking to it.
Yeah.
All right. Now, 25 every day. You see my little asterisks at the bottom. That's part one of the cadence. Here's the time where we're going to really start making some money. We're going to really start growing out our teams by growing out our networks. We've got that profile that is personal meets professional, pro-personal. And now we're making our connections every single day, 25 a day. And today's Monday, and today's a great day to refresh your LinkedIn job ad. Now, if you're having trouble working this recruiting aspect of LinkedIn, great news. All you have to do is reach out to, I believe it's Troy Fight. And Troy, is that right? Am I saying that right, TJ? He's the person that can get people. Yeah. Mm-hmm. If you don't have, because Heartland buys an actual ad for you, a spot for you to advertise a Heartland ad. If you have yet to uncover this amazing tool, you need to reach out to Troy Fight, F-I-T-E, and say, hey, what's up with this recruiter package you have for DMs? He'll set you up with that. But once you have it rocking and rolling, this is where you go to utilize it. And I need to show this, even though this is a 101, because I do get this question fairly often. So what you need to do is click in that upper right corner to go to LinkedIn Recruiter. All right, it's going to transfer you over to your Heartland LinkedIn paid recruiter account. Again, you can reach out to your VP, you can reach out to Troy, you can reach out to myself. We'll get you set up if you don't have one. But once you're up, rocking and rolling and running, and you already have your job ad posted, I'm not going to go over the 101s on how to post a job ad. You can figure that out later with your VP. It's fairly simple. You want to go to managing your job. Here's a job that I have that I, as an example, could refresh every week. And what I need you to do for your Monday part of your LinkedIn cadence is I need you to refresh your job ad that you already have built, that you've already posted every Monday. All right. You just go here to your existing ad and you hit renew. Put it as a calendar invite for yourself if you need to, but this takes you, 3 minutes. All I need you to do on Monday is, as always, 25 outbound connection reaches, and I need you to refresh, renew your LinkedIn Heartland job profile. It lets you renew it. And friends, it is simple, just like TJ said. The hard part is sticking to the cadence. And it's not that hard, it's just you're distracted. And also, the results on this don't happen overnight. And I can tell you, they definitely won't happen if you flirt with this LinkedIn cadence and you do it every now and then. You need to refresh this job ad every single Monday. So that's Monday, refreshing your LinkedIn job ad. I know you got a lot on your plate. I don't feel too bad about putting an extraordinary amount on top of what's on your plate already. Now let's go to Tuesday. Tomorrow, Tuesday, you are going to promote your job ad in the feed. All right, you just promoted your ad. Now what I need you to do is grab that link. You know how every ad, it's on a website. Grab the link to that ad, and I want you to promote it in your job feed. It's pretty darn simple. I'm going to walk you through how to do it. Doesn't take long. The hard part is sticking to remaining focused to this cadence. So you come back to home, all right? You hit start a post. It's right there at the top. And I'm going to show you with some more screenshots here. You want your post, just put it in there. Now here's some tips for your post. In your post, see that little blue link? That blue link right there, that is actually the link for your job ad that you cut and paste. Put that at the bottom, and then put no more than one sentence in your little advertisement that you type up. Do not put a long description of what you want there. We have branded marketing tools that help you recruit. Don't write a message that overshadows what we've here. Now, TJ, I think you're going to hit us up with some good news on this today, aren't you? Or is that too soon? What are we doing here?
No, yeah, I'm going to mention it at the end here. Yeah, we got a little sneak peek, and we'll talk a little bit more about it on Wednesday, but very excited about this. Yes.
Yeah, if you think these ads are a little dusty, the good news is we got some cool stuff coming. But
yes,
in the meantime, we've got them under marketing resources, recruiting resources. Go there, grab it. Keep your message at the top, short and sweet. It is not necessary for you to tag Heartland Payment Systems in this ad. One of the only times you're going to hear that today, it is not necessary to tag Heartland here, because you're not trying or really needing a bunch of likes on this ad. You need this in your Tuesday feed, one of Heartland's branded recruiting ads, and a little message saying where it's at. And this one, we're recruiting in Portland, Maine. And we've got the ad. Don't overthink it. Don't run a big speech. Heartland's growth, yada, yada, yada. We've got the ad to catch their attention, the marketing slick ad, and then you've got the link where it's got details. Short and sweet. You definitely need the URL there. You don't need even any narrative. TJ, it's okay to just have the link. I welcome it. Sometimes I run out of stuff to say that I'm too repetitive.
Yeah,
you can do it.
Yeah, I agree. Sometimes that's it, right?
The ad is supposed to catch their attention. We've always got nice pictures and a nice little message. And if they need more details, if you're trying to create curiosity, no different than a key jingle, where you don't walk up to a business owner and just tell them everything you know, create the curiosity by just having the ad and the link. Yeah. Totally approved. I did it all the time. It works. It'll drive them to the ad to apply for the spot or RM position that you're trying to do. Now, this is another rare time I'm going to tell you to not like something. Do not like when other DMs in your region or my region, you don't need to like their job ads, all right? Because here's what happens. Every time you like something, whether it's a job ad, whether it's just a post on positivity, it posts it to your timeline. If you're a DM trying to hire in Cincinnati, and then you also try to hire, you're a DM trying to hire in Cincinnati, but you know a DM in Albany, and you like his ad that's in the feed, and you know the other DM in Houston, Texas, and you like his feed. When it makes all of those repost in your feed, and it makes it look like we're just hiring everywhere and we're desperate. Do not like your peers, your fellow DMs, refreshed or ads posted in the feed. It makes us look desperate. However, encourage your TMs, your spots, your RMs that are in your area. You know, I'm a Cincinnati DM. I've got my ad posted. I'm trying to hire one top professional to join my Cincinnati team. By all means, encourage your TMs and RMs to like that, because it will then expand the reach to their connections as well. But again, you don't need the DM in Indianapolis to like your LinkedIn job ad in the feed from Tuesday's part of the cadence. Absolutely not necessary. But again, do like the postings that we're going to talk about for Wednesday. Please like the postings of reps celebrating their culture in the field. You can absolutely like a positive Heartland culture in California, in Utah, in Houston, in Cincinnati. You can like all those. Does not water you down. Waters you down when you like everyone from coast to coast job. TJ, would you say I'm making that clear? It is a little bit of a challenging subject.
No, it is. I think it's very clear. If you're a DM, just don't like the job posting ads. Everything else, I think we celebrate, we promote, we want to do that. Makes total sense.
Fantastic. So that was Tuesday. We're promoting the job ad in the feed. And I'm also going to recap on how to post stuff when we do this promoting your culture. So now, Monday, you refresh your job ad, you made 25 connections. Tuesday, You promoted your job ad by putting it in the feed with one of Heartland's little postcard marketing slicks. Wednesday, you're going to promote your culture. You all have an awesome culture. It's one of the most important reasons I work at Heartland. Now you got to celebrate it online, and you're going to start to see some of these dividends pay off over time. Not over time. Not from doing this 1 week. Not from doing this 3 weeks. Doing this cadence every week will pay off big time. And Wednesday, and promoting your culture. Promoting your culture is critical. Let's talk about how to do that. Go back to home. It's going to be the same cadence as posting. You go to home, you start a post. All right, number one. Number two, you see that. When you go here, you select an image to share. I always had my images saved to my desktop. I don't care where you save yours. And then you put your post in action. Here's one that I posted on behalf of a legendary Pat Murphy, who's clearly going around the world celebrating business development for Heart. I mean, he's a legend, TJ. I don't know if you've seen some of his videos, but they're quite impressive.
He's the best.
So you go to next after you upload your photo, and then here's where you've got to have a little bit of skill here. You see where the little @ symbol is? I was typing out Pat's name. Before I typed his name, I put the little @ symbol over your 2 on your keypad, and I typed in @Patrick. And when I did that, because Pat is one of my connections, all right, I could actually select his name, and it turned his name dark in the post. Now, if I go back one more, you see Pat's name is right there as a first connection. I would actually click that with my mouse, and then you'll see it turns his name darker. And what's cool about that is it will mean that the post, even though Pat's already a connection of mine, it'll be prioritized on Pat's feed. He'll see it right away. Anytime you celebrate a teammate or sales professional, I want you to make sure you tag them with that @ symbol. Same for Heartland Payment Systems. Always tag Heartland Payment Systems, except when doing one of the job posts on your Tuesday part of your cadence. Always tag Heartland Payment Systems. Here's why. I'm connected with most of you, and if we're not connected, please send me an invitation. If we are connected, all right, if we're connected and you tag Heartland Payment Systems, since we both work at Heartland Payment Systems, everybody who has selected Heartland Payment Systems as the company they work for automatically will get this post highly prioritized in their feed. Meaning, if I want, a lot of you will tag Vince and Tony and TJ when you do a post, because I guess you want them to see it. It would accomplish the exact same thing if you were already connected with them and you just tagged Heartland Payment Systems. You don't need to clutter your post with everybody's name at the bottom. You just don't need to. It's unnecessary. It's not hurting your post, other than it's making it a little bit cluttered. All you need to do is tag Heartland Payment Systems, and every first level connection of yours that works for Heartland will see this post prioritized in their feed. And the reason you want people to see your posts that work at Heartland of our culture is because the more people that like my post, your post, the higher it prioritizes in my second and third level connection when their first connections like the post, see the post. So if it's a little bit confusing, let me back up. Just tag Heartland Payment Systems on these culture posts. Tag the person you're celebrating, and the rest will take care of itself, even if you don't understand what I just said. I promise. I didn't understand everything before I was doing this as well. So I put a little nice thing about Pat, some gratitude. This is the type of post I'm looking for you folks to do every Wednesday. Every Wednesday. And you see when the post goes live, it actually turns Pat's name blue. It turns Heartland Payment Systems name blue. And that's important. That's how you know that it properly posted. So I got some cool photos of Pat. I've got it tagged. I haven't looked at this post, but 2 days into it, it had 50 likes. Okay, that's awesome. When you've got about 50 likes, that means that second and third level folks are seeing these and they're learning about your culture. You're probably getting some invitations at this time for some connections with people that, hey, I don't remember ever reaching out to this individual. When people start seeing your culture, TJ, they want to be a part of it. They want to be a part of something big, even if it's not the time for them today.
Yeah.
TJ, I got a question for you. You see an awesome celebration by Brad May, who love this man. He's awesome. He's a great example. But what could Brad May, with all of his glory and awesomeness and Black Diamond and Deer Valley, what could he have done just a little bit better to make this a 5-star post? What are we missing out?
Heartland. Right, tag Heartland.
Yes, all right, that's one. Yeah. Oh, I'm throwing curveballs at you today, TJ. I got 3 more seconds. You want to give up?
Yeah.
No pick.
Ah, dude. I was just about to say that.
TJ, in 2019, people skip over posts that don't have pics. There's a reason that Instagram is trending extremely high, way over the usage of Twitter. It's because there is a photo in every one. Brad May absolutely deserved to celebrate going 120% and 100% team wins. If you had a pick, even with just 1 or 2 of the individuals, whatever number of likes he got on this, it would have tripled. It is proven. I didn't make this up. It is proven that pictures grab people's attention. And I would like to be a part of a team that's going 120% a goal, 100% team wins. But you know what? I might have just scrolled over this one because it's just a bunch of blah, 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 blah. I'm not saying it's blah, 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 but that's the way the world sees it, TJ.
Yeah, it's a good point. It's that type of world now.
So here is Ryan Joswick's post. Mr. Joswick, of course, I'm trying to identify if he has come up with a 5-star post, TJ. Help me out with this. So let's see if he's identified enough things here. I mean, good looking people. I like the photo.
Yeah,
he's got that.
Heartland.
Like you identified with Mr. Brad's. He's tagged Heartland, right?
He's got the partner's name in as well.
He's got the partner's name. I like that. And, he's got a group of handsome-looking and good-looking VPs there. That never hurts, does it? If I don't mind saying so myself, he's got the nice photo. He's got a professional photo himself. And, of course, he has a snazzy tie on, which is important. TJ, I'm giving this a 5-star post. And this is what it takes right here, my friends.
Yeah.
Great job to Ryan Joswick. 5-star post. Yeah, that's right. I'd like to be a part of a team, a company that's doing stuff like this. Here are a few others. If you're looking for what do I celebrate on Wednesday promoting your culture, lots of great posts here. And I can tell this first one's good, TJ, because you liked it. I see that with your smiling face there with Joe Marchione's post here. Joe Marchione. So everyone's tagged. So we're celebrating an awesome climb. We're celebrating a new hire success. We've got Luis Rodriguez. He's celebrating his culture. Why is Luis's post so important? Because the individual that's scrolling through the feed is sitting there thinking on a Friday afternoon, my boss never even says thank you. And look at this guy. He's taking his team out. You've got Jeff Tibbles here. He had a team outing. He had everyone over his house. I mean, I want to be a part of a company like this. They're going to the Pittsburgh Pirates, last place. Maybe it was a punishment. They're going to a Pirates game. They're going on a boat with Mr. Tibbles here and his team in Maine. I want to be a part of that. Of course, nice looking professional photos. Folks, I don't know about you, but I sell a lot of people on Come to Heartland. Get vested. Right? And a lot of people don't even know what that means when they join your team. But I can tell you this, their last boss doesn't even take the time to celebrate them. And here we are as Heartlanders celebrating this accomplishment that we sold them on when they first came here. This is a missed opportunity. And if you've got someone that got vested 6 months ago, call them up today, take them out to lunch, grab your photo off the wall and celebrate with them today. Number one, forget about recruiting. It's the right thing to do. People deserve to be celebrated. And guess what? It's also good for recruiting. Does that make me a bad guy that I know this, TJ?
No. It makes you a smart guy.
It does both. And my friends, feel free to like every single vesting photo that you see all the way in Portland, Oregon to Miami, Florida.
Yep.
When you celebrate another Heartlander getting vested, it helps shape belief for someone who's not a part of what we're building. And they're thinking, man, I wish I was a part of someone who was celebrating me. And nice professional photos here by Shelly and Shelly Tracy and Jason Hetrick. That's what you've got to have to be attractive to candidates. Here's another one, Stronger Together. How many folks come to Heartland because they realize the internal referral partnerships we have, right? Celebrate Stronger Together. And by the way, 5-star post on the left here, as we've got POS dealer, we've got the spa, we've got the RM, we've got the DMs of both, and we've got a TM. I mean, what's awesome about that is everybody in that pick is going to like it, and they already have. And that means that everyone they're connected to gets to see it in their feed. And even if those people don't like the pick, they see it, my friends. They sit there and they think about the miserable sales job that they have right now where no one celebrates them. And they stare at this pick again. And the same with Sam and Lars, right? Sam and Lars there, Beaver and Wolf on the right-hand side, celebrating some Stronger Together. It's important to celebrate Stronger Together because it is attractive recruiting for all those folks that they get a gift card for referring a deal to another division. When we talk about Stronger Together publicly, it can make us all some money. So hats off to them. Nice professional photos by Doug and that guy on the right. I don't know about you, TJ, but this pick, what do you want me to say?
Dude, it was a great post. I was like, wow, nailed it.
Yeah, Shelly Tracy does not have to say work-life balance is important for Heartland. She puts a post like this, and it makes my heart melt. I mean, this is where it's at. This is why I work at Heartland. A 5-star post all the way, nice professional photo. Holy smokes. I mean, I'm struggling with words here. It's such solid gold.
Yeah.
And of course, look at these guys that like the post. I mean, two smart individuals, TJ.
You're hilarious.
I think that's about all we need to cover and we're done. I'm kidding. All right, so here's a pro tip for you. You want to like all the postings of culture from coast to coast. New clients, vesting, work-life balance, sales professionals kicking butt, hanging with their Stronger Together partners and clients. Don't overthink it. Celebrate what we do. It's special, all right? It's special when we celebrate these from coast to coast. And encourage the RMs and spas that report to you to become active on their LinkedIn profile. And that includes making sure their profile looks nice and personal. By the way, it helps them with sales, their potential customers. I mean, it's 2019. They get Googled and they look more attractive as someone to buy from if they have a professional, personal profile. It makes them more real. It increases closing ratios. I'm going to tell you, in 2008, I was getting Googled because people that I was trying to sell to were looking me up on my LinkedIn profile. You better darn well believe they're getting Googled in 2019. But encourage those spas and RMs to like the pics about culture. And by the way, if you want your RMs and spas to engage in this cadence with you and like your posts, all you have to do is start it. Start celebrating the reps that you want to start liking other posts. When people are celebrated, they'll go back to that place to find more and more recognition. There's nothing wrong with celebrating your folks and increasing your online reputation. Because when your sales professionals are liking your posts, it makes everything we're saying here seem even more real. So the next thing I'll tell you this is going to sound weird to a lot of you, and I'll get a lot of pushback on this, but trust me, do not reshare any post for any reason at any time on LinkedIn ever. Here's why. If TJ was right now to reshare that post I did earlier with Pat Murphy, TJ would be missing out on the 100 likes I already have accumulated, which increase the feed of that post in everyone's timeline. So if TJ reshares that feed of Pat Murphy, it starts fresh with 0 likes. But if TJ just likes it, it has the same meta tag, internet ranking as if he posted it himself. To like a post has more value to you than ever to reshare and start something fresh. You never need to reshare a post. Ever, ever, ever. I'm going to pick on one of my own guys because I don't know all of you as well. Jason found a great post that Kaz posted. Kaz already had like 30 likes to this post. Jason reshared it and it starts over fresh, ranking much lower in all the meta tags of the internet. Jason should just like Kaz's post and move on with his day. And now that's a weird topic. And trust me, my friends, it's not just Jason. It's about 60% of us here at Heartland are resharing posts that we like. Don't reshare them. Just like them, maybe make a comment, but you never need to reshare a post. I used to do it too until I realized I was missing out on a lot of stuff. So here's the number one question I get after we cover Wednesday. Well, Alex, my team, they're just not into giving me picks. Alex, my team's not like yours. They don't send me pics all day long. Okay, stop. The reason that they're not like that is because you haven't continued to pester them day after day after day after day for pics every time they close a deal, right? My team isn't special in the Northeast that, well, it must be in the Northeast that you guys like taking pics. No, it's because the division managers in the Northeast have been worn out by me, because I know the value in this cadence, to ask their reps after every connection call, hey, TJ, why buy from you? That's so awesome. Oh, man, that's awesome. That's why they bought from you. That's so cool. Hey, did you grab a pic with that new business owner of Heartland? Oh, you didn't. Listen, you're still in the parking lot, right? Get back in there right now and say, hey, I forgot to take a pic of you. I want to celebrate your business online. My friends, for Wednesday's cadence to happen, you have to start asking for pics on every connection call. All the homework I've given you, I really don't feel bad about this, because it gives you an opportunity to celebrate both your rep and their new client. And when you think about it, their last payments or payroll processor didn't even thank them after the sale. They never saw the rep. And now we're coaching our RMs and spas to always find a way to celebrate their clients. Go get a pic for the boss, so I can celebrate you on social media and tell everyone how awesome your business is. My friends, it's not easy to get a pic. If today's the day you're going to try to get pics, and if it doesn't work, you're out. Ladies and gentlemen, it takes you on every single connection call when you're asking, instead of what the margin of an account is. You never need to ask what the margin of an account is. The next time the rep writes the deal and you're having your 4 p.m. connection call with them, don't say, hey, awesome, what's the margin? What, you can't log into Atlas and figure it out? I mean, it's plating anyways, because half the time they work harder at the small deals than the big ones. And they're like, oh man, I saw all these distinctions, I had to come over all these objections, and you say, what's the margin? Don't say that. Hey, did you get a pic? Here's a real example of we had a new rep just join our team, a hypo candidate in the New Hampshire area. I saw that she wrote a deal that was a winning deal. So I copied everyone in payroll operations. And I said, team, Marcel failed to get a pic of the happy new client. So we want to celebrate this account. We should pen this deal, right? Now, I'm obviously being silly, because the next line says, kidding. Great work on your first win, Marcel. Thank you, team, for amazing support. My friends, you gotta go full court press. The value in these picks was $150,000 a year in income for me. So if you don't want to get picks, why don't you just send your boss, I'm not interested in earning $150 more next month. Oh, people won't get you picks in your division, right? Because you asked twice, right? How about this? Ask twice daily. Every time they talk to you, when they talk about a networking partner, or they want to celebrate something with you, say, that's awesome. Did you get a pick? Oh, my guy doesn't have enough accounts. Great. Send your rep on an unassigned account blitz to go thank 20 accounts that are already with Heartland or their business. Get 20 picks right there. Make that assignment. You're the boss. Make that the assignment. It's easy. You just got to stick to it. It's the cadence. By the way, Marcel Cruz, hypo candidate to a month 1 rookie spa winner. Congratulations. Now, you got Wednesday on promoting your culture. Now you're going to Thursday.
As you're going to Thursday, let me just say this, because I feel like it's important to interject, and I know we're pressed on time. But the fact is, if you miss Wednesday, if you don't really embrace that and promote your culture, you're wasting a lot of time connecting with people. That's going to go nowhere. I can tell you, because that's the gap I had. I was just reluctant to really dive in there and start doing that. And I'll tell you, it makes all the difference when you really press in and do that. So I love what you shared there, Alex. Gotta celebrate.
You have to. And my friends, have you ever thought of attrition of employees? People won't leave Heartland for the income, but they will leave Heartland if they feel unappreciated. I mean, we have people that make $200,000 a year that don't feel appreciated for whatever reason. You're doing your best. I'm going to tell you, forget about this recruiting cadence. What about the vet that does $20,000 every month? They barely need any help from me. Great. You've my permission to run a different playbook with your double black diamond. How's that sound? Sorry, VPs, I didn't ask for your permission to say that. Why don't you celebrate them?
Yeah.
You know that rep that does $35 a month, and he just checks in when he needs. Why don't you check in on he or she and say, man, I haven't had a chance to celebrate you recently. I'm so grateful for what you do. Would you go to one of your clients and take a pic so I can just put you up there as such an example of what we're building here at Lund. My friends, do it. It's the right thing to do. Forget about this recruiting cadence. People deserve to be celebrated. But now let's talk about what we're leading up to. You can't just choose Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday because you like it. It makes you feel good. It's super quick. You've got to do the Thursday grind. The LinkedIn Thursday grind is critically important to everything that you've built up on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and additionally 25 new connections daily. Because Monday through Friday will not flood your inbox with resumes and applications. It's not going to. This is a passive recruit. It's, by the way, the most aggressive passive recruiting strategy I've ever come across. But you've been making all these connections, right? You've been making 25 a day. You're going to connect with, over the next week of every outbound connection, most likely 60 to 80% of those folks will accept your connection. The higher percentages go hand in hand with when you have a nice personal profile. But the grind is when you send 40 outbound messages every Thursday to connections of yours that are 7 days or longer in tenure. And you write something like this. This is one example. We're going to go through how to do this. Stay with me. You look very successful selling copiers in Boston for Xerox. Perhaps you have a connection or a peer in sales who has not experienced your level of success and they want to be a part of something big. If you know of any sales rep with your level of success and professionalism that's open to other opportunities, please send them my way. Alex, 513-227-9521. My friends, everything you've done builds up to this, but nothing will flood your inbox with resumes. This is the first way to begin to open the floodgates. And not just doing it 1 week, you're gonna do it next week, and the week, and the next, and the next. Okay, check that out. This is how you do it. This is how we're gonna do the Thursday grind. You're gonna go to My Network, okay? When you go to My Network, it's gonna take you to this page. I want you to go to your connections. Notice I have 7,815 connections. I'm telling you that you need no less than 500 ASAP. So definitely stick to this 25 a day. All right, once you click on that, you can click right there in connections. I want you to go to change that filter by recently added. And when I took screenshots a couple weeks ago, I had just connected with these folks 2 minutes ago, 2 hours, 6 hours. I want you to scroll down, and you'll notice that all of a sudden it's going to 1 week ago. Now it's going again 1 week ago. All these are 1 week ago. And you can see I'm connected with folks 5 days a week myself, and you should too, by the way. So what you're gonna do is you're gonna find all your connections from 1 week ago or older, and you're gonna do 40 of these one time every Thursday, 40 in a row, all right? And you're gonna click on message. You'll just click that message. Here's Mike Perone, okay? And again, you're gonna do the outbound messages. This is where you say that you think they look successful, but notice that my language, I'm not recruiting them directly. I'm saying, TJ, you look very successful. Maybe you have a connection that's not experiencing your level of success and is looking to be a part of something big or bigger. If you know anyone that could be a fit, please send them my way, Alex. I don't use the same message. I type this one up for you folks here today. I use a different one every single time. It's whatever comes, and then I cut and paste, and I change the company they work for every time. Cut and paste. So let me show you. Here is exactly what I did to Mike Perone as an example, and I took some screenshots here. Mike, you have a great sales background with Cintas. Your profile looks like you're very successful selling in Boston. Odds are that you're happy at your current position, but perhaps you can forward this message to a sales peer who's looking to be a part of something big. Alex, my friends, this is the grind. You've got to do 40 of these each and every Thursday. Guess what? They might not respond to you, but you know what will happen is they'll look at your profile. And because you refreshed your job ad on Monday, and because you posted your job ad in your feed, when they go to your personal LinkedIn profile, they're going to see your recent activity, and they're going to click that you're hiring, and they're going to see your pic of your culture. My friends, everything you've done on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, it is amplified by the grind. You do 40 of these every Thursday, and you move on. And you do take, now listen, my friends, there are some shortcut methods to this. I do not endorse them. I'm going to tell you why. There's some blasts you can do if you use some of the recruiting tools where it'll do a blast, as many connections as you want. Here's why I don't endorse them. You don't endorse them because you can't change the company they work for and personalize it ever so little with that word Cintas. All right. And it's critically important that you don't come off like spam. And it's also important that you don't recruit them directly. I could have said, Mike, you look successful. Want to join my team? Don't do it. You'll get the same thing out of it, yet better if you recruit someone else. Hey, you look successful, but I'd like to know who you know. And it's interesting is most of the time, you'll get the character like Mike in this example on your screen. You'll get Mike responding, hey, you know what? I'm actually looking myself. It's crazy, but when I recruit these folks directly, I rarely get that feedback. But when I recruit their buddy, if you will, it's amazing. Again, Mike has an opportunity now to look at my activity. This is from my LinkedIn page with my personal LinkedIn profile. And you can see all my comments. You can see this culture that's going on. And I'm gonna tell you, you're gonna watch these people, they won't respond to your grind, that little message you send 40 times every Thursday, but you'll notice they start liking your photos. That's all you need. You're getting them sucked into your world. They're starting to watch your culture. And guess what? Maybe the time isn't today for them to apply for a job at Heartland, but now they're watching you. They're watching you and they're stalking you. How many reps that we have joined our team in Cincinnati and Dayton over the years stalked me for years before they made that outbound reach? So again, you're going to message them. You're going to message that person. You're going to message that person. Just go through and grind out 40 of them day in and day out. Here's a screenshot of some that I used to just use a Word document, and I would cut and paste a lot of the different ones that I would use. And you can obviously have access to this when we send out the deck in the end. For those of you that, please know that this is not some masterful creativity. Notice the pattern is that I'm not recruiting them directly, even the one that's in blue. If someone you know would be interested in leadership opportunities, please let me know. Recruit someone else, except not the person you're writing. Now, here's a real example. When I was running a DM VP call, my Friday call with my leaders, and I literally on a screen share sent Caleb this message. All right, I sent this, and you can see I only have 5,400 connections at the time. This was last year. And this was at 8:52 a.m. I shot Caleb a note. And at 9:11 a.m., Caleb wrote me back. Remember, if you look at my message, if you know of someone looking for a challenge to be a part of something big, please send me your connection. Caleb wrote back, hey, Alex, I'm interested in speaking about you with your opening. I'm free later this afternoon.
Wow.
All right, as I did this example for my region, TJ, Bob Clasby was doing it at the same time, and boom, person responds, right? The grind is awesome. And Bob's subject says, not as good as yours, but okay. Mine's no better than Bob's. Make the effort to grind out 40 of these each Thursday. TJ, any experience with the grind working when you were running your sales team?
Agreed, bro. It's that simple. You can grind 40 of these out. It works. You obviously have proven it. It works.
It does work, and know that no different than your rep that you say to yourself, they'd be more successful. They just pull a few more doors. You can't get them. The grind is a recruiting EM's key jingle. Your reps more activity. As long as you're following this cadence, this grind will pay tenfold. The Thursday grind is critically important. But then there's Friday. There's coffee dates and networking. What does that have to do with recruiting? Let me explain. So here is a message I sent someone. I'm going to actually show you the screenshots. I made this big for those of you that are having trouble seeing small screenshots. Thank you for the connection. Just curious, do you network with any of the sales team in Connecticut as you sell micros? We have a great local Heartland sales team, and they work with many top performing sales professionals from other outstanding companies. DJ, I don't even really like this message. It's kind of a run-on sentence. It's kind of sloppy, whatever. I just cranked it out one day. I thought I'd see what would happen as a VP writing a note like this. I did it all the time as a DM. Well, here's the actual one. That's the actual person that I wrote that note to. And she mentions that she has worked with a rep. She'd love to get connections to any other sales rep on your team, right? So check this out. I don't know if you can see the date here. That last one, TJ, that was a year ago that I said let's network, right?
Wow.
Look at the date here. By the way, you can't see it, darn it. This is June of 2019. Thank you.
That's awesome.
Listen, it's the best, most aggressive passive recruiting you could ever do. By the way, for those of you that didn't notice, you could also help train a rookie that's needing more coffee dates by sending notes through LinkedIn. Another reason to make sure all the spas and RMs that report to you have a personal profile that's got a nice professional headshot and it's got some recommendations for each other. If you have a rep that's looking to expand their network and they don't know how, try LinkedIn. I could set 10 coffee dates in the next 15 minutes by reaching out to sales professionals, inviting them to coffee. It's so easy. And sometimes it turns into something like this. So let's just do a little to-do list for everyone, TJ. We've been shot out of a cannon here today.
Woo, good stuff.
This is recorded, right?
Yep.
Complete your profile. Make sure it's personal in your about section. You've got a professional pick. You've got 5 recommendations. You've updated your current Heartland DM position. You've joined 5 local groups. Don't overdo it. Don't get crazy. You can join like 50. Who cares? And you've got no less than 500 connections. You're connecting with 25 local sales reps each day. Monday through Friday, your cadence is right here. Refresh the job ad. Tuesday, promote the job ad in your feed. Wednesday, promote your culture. Thursday, grind it out with 40 outbound messages. Friday, some coffee dates, networking. Now, before TJ, I mentioned that this worked for me back in when I was getting serious about growing my division, when I had 6 reps, and before long I was a black diamond. I'll leave you with a cool little story that two stories, a little bit of proof, if you will, that I'm not just doing an empty presentation, but I want to give you something valuable to help grow your business. First of all, here's my profile, and feel free to steal as much as you want and modify it, make it your own. But notice that I have, just like some of the examples before with Luis, with John Wonder, with I forget who else. Oh, Raylene. Raylene had an amazing one. I've got all this stuff about Heartland, but then at the bottom, when I'm taking a break from growing my local Heartland team, I'm with my family. I have an amazing wife and 2 beautiful kids. We often visit our family in Spanish Fort, Alabama. Kids love the Gators. Now, I could tell you that over the years, I've received an unbelievable amount of feedback from my profile, not from Heartlanders, from folks that I want to recruit or I want access to their network. Here is one from June 28th. I get about 1 a month. And here is Patty, who wanted to connect with me. And she says, thanks for connecting. The about section on your LinkedIn profile is very personable and well written. More folks, including myself, should take the time to focus on that first impression opportunity. So maybe you don't believe me, TJ.
Wow.
But I could send you 1 a month that I get. So if 1 person a month is taking the time to write a message to me, TJ, how many people are reading it? Right?
Yeah.
You saw the grind. You saw that grind before. You saw what it was producing. You saw it again with Bob Clasby. He's doing the grind. And here's my final thought, TJ, as we're rounding third and heading for home. In 2015, as I was on all cylinders, here's a note that I wrote my recruiting, my HR partner at the time. My HR, this is an actual email. If someone doesn't believe me, I'll forward it to you. Here's what I wrote to my recruiting HR partner, who I was blowing up with a bunch of applications. Correct me if I'm wrong, but Hopkins, Kelly, Welker, and McCullough all in 1 month? Hello? We're best friends now, right? Thank you for all you do. Okay. So this is the real email I wrote. And if you recall, Wes Williams said in the previous DM recruiting series that we're going over here, he said that you make better decisions at recruiting when you have more people to choose from. And if you saw, I continued 4 people that month. And this is not a flash in the pan. It would be a little gluttonous if I just showed you month after month after month where I out-hired the company. But this is what it looks like when someone applies, okay? And again, one of those applicants is listed here: Hopkins, Kelly, Welker, McCullough. And let me tell you something about these characters. We hired them all. Kelly I didn't continue them. I had them doing the Jumpstart week, right? Kelly showed up to the orientation with only 25 businesses to prospect. How many of you tell people to bring 100 to your orientation, but you let it slide because, you don't have anybody else in your pipeline? I didn't. You show up with 25. I speak English. I was clear. Show up with 100 accounts that you want to tackle. Kelly was showing the door. I'm not rude about it. I'm straight up. Okay? Hopkins had a crummy attitude. Skipped day 1 of the connection call. Removed. We don't skip connection calls. I don't have time to hire people that are aspiring to be red diamonds. All right, Welker only set 4 FTAs on Wednesday. Job wasn't for Welker. It wasn't for Welker. Hey, we ended on good terms. It just wasn't for the individual. How many of you have resold them on the job? We've got a thin pipeline. No, we can do this together. No. Honor our processes, but they're really hard to honor. What's that, TJ?
Tell me about this McCullough guy, though.
Oh, this guy. He worked his tail off and he had 10 FTAs by Thursday evening. Even though he struggled on Monday, we had a connection call with him. We figured out he was wearing a suit when he was prospecting. Josh, north of Dayton by an hour, lives on a farm with chickens. This is his job application. Josh McCullough was the fastest person I ever hired to get vested, earn Black Diamond. He's earned 3 Chairman's Club. He's only been here since 2015, and he would not be on my team today. Our team, I should say. He's in Cincinnati. He works for Trey Dunlap. He would not be on our team with his 3rd Vista Print Yosemite that we celebrated by Trey and I surprising him at 7 a.m. last month. I practice what I preach, my friends. And 4 years and 1 month to earn this 3rd most important print in the Vista collections. And TJ, all I have to say to that is thank you, LinkedIn Cadence.
Man, sure as heck works.
It does, my friend. TJ, Aaron told me you had some hype to leave us with. Was he? I feel like I hyped it incorrectly before with the little postcard thing. Was I wrong?
No, we got some new ads coming. I'm super excited about them. I've seen all 9 of them. They're in 3 major buckets: culture, comp, and support. We're going to reveal those a little bit on Wednesday's discussion when we roll out a sample of the new face-to-face interview deck that we're going to also launch. So make sure you're on Wednesday's call. And then by the end of the week, we'll have those released with the actual content, the downloadable, uploadable actual ads, etc. A couple questions came in on. I know we're over time, but I would just encourage you if there's some folks that maybe have a question, throw it out there on the DM VP chat. Luis Rodriguez said something that I think maybe is important, because he said that you had one point maybe said that it seems that at one point you had said you send out the Kyle Bemis on his LinkedIn Cadence. He said that you do the email connection the day after connecting with them. Is there anything wrong with that? And that's what he's currently doing. He says it's working. He thought that's what you shared previously. Have you tweaked that because you found it to be more effective this way or that way?
Listen, I will agree that I at one time said to do it the day after, and I'm fine with that. But truthfully, I think you said that was Kyle.
Kyle Bemis, yep.
Kyle Bemis, if you're running this cadence enough, I'm going to tell you that I absolutely endorsed that previously. But the extension of time between connecting and trying to sell them a job, if you will, right, with this passive recruiting cadence, the little extension makes you seem just that much more less desperate to hire a sales rep. So if you can afford it, I'd really recommend that you extend your outbound reach to them, extend that to a week if possible. And if you have to up your amount of recruits that you've connected with, by all means do that. And don't forget, you don't only have to send that note to folks in the grind one time. Feel free, Kyle. You've been doing this for a while. Go back to the ones you started doing 3 years ago. Send them a similar note.
Love it. Great content. Great content. I thought this was extremely powerful. Thank you for sharing, Alex. It's work. You've proven it time and time again, regardless of whether we have new ads, LinkedIn ads or not. The fact is the grind and the cadence work. So thanks for showing up big and sharing this with the entire leadership team.
TJ, thanks for having me. And I'm asking that everyone here tries this cadence before you try to reinvent it. I'm open to new ideas, as you've already we just identified. I've refined my own cadence over the years. I'm not saying it's perfect. I am saying that this cadence has produced hundreds of thousands of dollars of margin for me.